Am I the a-hole for telling my family to shut up, get over themselves, and to accept that I never wanted my son to have the names they like? My wife, 25F, and I, 26M, welcomed our son Callum into the world just over a week ago. I had expected our son's name wouldn't be a favorite among my family, but I had believed and hoped they would just love us enough to accept that the name isn't one of the more vintage/old-timey names my family loves. But they expressed their dislike for the name immediately and were asked to leave by me because my wife was in recovery and didn't need to deal with their bullshit. They called me up the next day and asked why we had gone so different from the rest of the family. I told them we went with a name we both loved and felt would work for our son his entire life. My family told me Callum is not the kind of name a person should wear into adulthood, that it ages terribly because it sounds like a little boy's name. I told them Callum is a well-established and long-used name, just not in the way they like for names to be. They told me Callum does not compare to the names my nieces and nephews have or that my siblings have. I used to have another name and changed it at 18. So before I get too carried away, I should say that the types of names my family like are Reginald, Harold, Desmond, Bartholomew, Maximilian, Clarence, and my old name Herbert. Girls' names are the same old-school style. My family loves that. I'm good with that. I wasn't good with my old name and changed it, and I didn't want a name for my son that fit with them. I told my family as they were complaining to me that we had decided and the name was not changing, so they should adjust to it. They were quiet for a day and then they got back in touch to say they could not bring themselves to accept this and that I should really consider why they love the names they do. They said I damned myself when I changed my name, which is now Jamie, but I shouldn't do that to my son. When I didn't budge, they declared they would talk to my wife. I told them no way in hell are they bothering my wife with their crap when she's newly pages. We got into a fight and I told them to stop calling if they couldn't let it go. They showed up yesterday to see our son again and I wasn't going to let them inside, but my wife, who knows what's been going on, thought maybe seeing Cal again would calm them down. Didn't. They started on the name shit again and they did attempt to go through my wife, which is when I may have stepped over the line. I told them to shut up and get over themselves about the name because my wife and I love it and we're not changing it for them and they need to accept I never wanted my son or any kids I'd have to have names they like. I told them they knew that from the time I went to the effort and cost to change my own name. And I told them they had gone too far trying to pester my wife after being warned not to. They said I didn't need to be so rude to get my point across, and I believe I did. But I'm also doubting if I went too far. Am I the a-hole?